Welcome back to Right Answers Mostly, a podcast on what you didn't learn in history class.
But you really wanted to.
My name is Tess Bellomo.
And my name is Claire Donald.
And if you're watching us on YouTube,
we're coordinating.
We're coordinating and we didn't even plan it.
No, we really didn't, but we have like hints of red. If we were in a like fashion line, we would be right now because we just look really
Of course.
good. Tess, your pants are very cool, girl.
Thank you so much. I am going through a purge of my closet.
Mm-hmm.
And a reawakening of what I want to put on my body.
I'm so glad you brought this up. Okay, but before you get rid of anything, can I look?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I also think I'm going to do the same because as I was unpacking, something that I didn't expect, and maybe you guys, if you've lived with a significant other, broke up, and then moved into a different place, I don't know if you'll relate, maybe you will too. When I was unpacking the clothes, because guys, I've been hopping around for 7 months, like going all over LA. So I haven't been with my stuff. It's been in Tess and Canal's garage for 7 months. I was unpacking and it smells like my old place.
I didn't even think about this,
I didn't either, Tess, until I unpacked it. So I need to get some sage, even though I really don't like the smell of sage. But man, we got to get that energy out of that place.
But you probably like it more than the smell of...
No, truly.
Even a smell, we've talked about this,
yes,
especially during breakups, is so emotionally intense. You need to get rid of that.
And I was like, ugh. But it's a lot of on my clothes. And as I was unpacking, I was like, I want to get rid of a lot of this stuff. So I'm also in a place where I'm like, if it's not serving me. And also, I think both of you and I want to lean into fashion right now.
I think we want to lean into fashion.
Yeah. So I'm also going to purge. But Alice came over and she was like, you want to start your archival closet though? And I was like, but Alice, not with this. It was the green dress that like buttons down, the one that we've all worn with the ties.
You're gonna get rid of it?
I was, but maybe I'll keep it now. I'm starting to archive for my fast fashion pieces.
No, hey, I have a hard time with nostalgia, but I do want to encourage you, and I support you of getting rid of some of that stuff because like there are just pieces too that like remind you of a specific time you just associate with a person.
I know. So, but I'll let you look at my stuff before I get rid of it too.
Yeah, we'll have the girls over and everyone can like pick something.
I think that would be fun.
I think for me, like I have been getting like a lot of, I think I just go to two places when I'm like, okay, I want new clothes. And like a lot of that time it's Reformation, which we do love Reformation. However, there is something that's just starting for me personally to feel like a little stale.
Oh, with Ref.
With Ref, not even stale. I think I'm just like, I want to expand. Right. I want to experiment a little bit more. And I think Reformation's such a safe place for me.
Yeah, of course. Except for the wallet. It's
except
not a safe
for the wallet. But I know it's going to like look good.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
And when I was in London, I went to this little boutique where these pants are from.
I love those pants.
And I went into a shopping blackout.
Oh, I love that.
I hadn't shopped all trip, but I had been planning to. I put some money aside, and I was like, at some point, I was thinking he was going to be in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I want to spend some cash, and I just want to put on my credit card and fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
I tried on 6 things. Each one fit like a glove. Like I was just like, this never happens.
You were blessed that day.
I was blessed. I liked everything. Everything was a little bit of a risk. And I just end up getting all 6.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's time to purge. It's time to purge what no longer like serves me, what no longer fits me. Like I saw something that was like, ladies, why are we holding on to these jeans from 5 years ago? Like to be like, I want to fit in those again. I'm like, I'm not going to fit in them again. And that's okay.
I literally just had this talk with Alice because, I went through a big phase because my body changed a lot in like my early 20s. I feel like people don't talk about that enough too.
Yep.
I feel like we both went through this phase where it's like, my body looks completely different. It was just like hormonal. I was going through a lot. My body changed a lot in my early 20s.
Same with mine.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I held on to those jeans for so long. And it's like, for what? Because even if you were to fit back in those jeans, you'll just buy new jeans.
Our bodies are constantly changing.
Yeah.
Our style is constantly changing.
No kidding. Let go and let God.
Let go and let God. The things that no longer, we're all moving along.
God, no kidding. I had my tarot cards read the other day, and the card that she pulled down was release.
It's always hard
Yikes.
to see, but it's like such a powerful thing.
I know. She just handed me a box of tissues right after that. I was like, you got it, sister. Hand those over.
She's like, whenever I pull this card, it's not like that's always like a tough connotation, but it's
it is.
But it's powerful.
It is powerful. It is powerful.
Well, speaking of powerful.
What an intro. I love that.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
That was fun. And like this episode's going to touch a little bit on like the girly, not really fashion, but the girly tings.
I love the girly tings. That's what dreams are made of.
That is what dreams are made of, Claire. And you know I love a 90s, early 2000s subject. You know I do.
This was made for you.
It's been requested for a while. And I was just in the mood to go back to the nostalgia, go back to the childhood as we often do, and talk about American Girl dolls.
I'm so excited. I was also having that thought this morning. I was like, wow, Queen Victoria was perfect. That was very me. American Girls is so you to be covering.
It's true.
We're leaning into it, and I really appreciate it.
We are leaning into it for the new seasons,
Love
and
that.
we're just, we're taking control of what we want to hear about. And you guys want to hear about this too. And so I hope that the 90s kids are satisfied. I'm like, Gen Z, do you know about?
I think they do. Those American Girl cafes are still alive and well.
That's so true. Okay, because like I'm obviously connected to like the OG American Girls that were like in the early 90s, but they came out in early 2000s. They are still producing a bunch of dolls.
What I want to know, international Rammies, do you guys have American Girl dolls available to you?
So they are big in Canada.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. I think they have like 3 or 4 stores in Canada.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're
they
abroad.
could be North American Girls dolls.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
like Canada.
Rebrand it.
Rebranding. So let us know, international Rammies, if you guys have these.
Yes, please do. And then Claire, what's your experience like with American Girl dolls?
So I never had one. No, I never had one, but God, did I want one. But damn, those little fuckers were expensive.
Very expensive.
God, I looked up the price recently. I was like, no wonder I never had one.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. I think my friends, obviously, Emma, I don't think that you had one. Morgan, I think you did have one. I just like, they weren't really in my world.
Okay.
I was such a Barbie like loyal girl.
Totally.
I loved Barbie and Groovy Girls, Mycene dolls, Brats. But yeah, never had do you remember the Madame Alexander dolls?
I don't.
I think that they're really expensive, or maybe they're the baby dolls. There were some baby dolls that were also so expensive.
Yeah, she wasn't cheap.
No,
God, it's not cheap to have a child. It's not cheap to have a daughter.
No, it's really not. But Barbie was like pretty affordable.
Yeah, Barbie wasn't cheap, but I think they marketed it towards like trying to appeal to everyone, where American Girl dolls did not.
No, they were like, we're going high class all the way.
Barbies remind me of being at my mom's house growing up, and American Girl dolls remind me of being at my dad's house.
That checks out to me.
Which, that's for a different time.
You know who is related to American Girls?
Who?
Grandpa Forbes. Grandpa Forbes was buying American Girl dolls for his granddaughters.
Grandpa Forbes like invested in American Girl dolls. Like he has like a big chunk of stake in that company, and good for him.
Good for him. So that's my experience.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I had a few.
I can't wait to hear which one. I don't really know their names. I know there's like a Samantha and a Kit, and I think that's
okay. Yeah, there's
Josephina.
Yes, there's a Josephina. Yeah, we're going to talk about all the OG girlies. I think, I want to say I had 3 or 4. But we're going to talk all about it, starting with our sources.
Okay.
We have Wikipedia.
Stepfather. Hi.
We have AmericanGirl.com.
Oh, cute.
We had to learn a little bit about, like, her story.
Straight from the story, her story.
Straight from the source.
Yeah, source.
We have history.org, womeninamericanhistory.org.
Oh, love that.
I was like, okay.
More on that.
And then we have uspto.gov.
Oh, .gov is legit.
So yeah, we have a .gov, .org, and .com.
Wow. And your personal life experience is also a source.
For sure. My heart.
In your heart.
My feelings.
Tess's heart is one of my citations.
Exactly. Okay, but before we get into American Girl dolls, we're going to play a quick little 90s game of Can You Name These 90s Toys?
Okay. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to do okay.
You inspired me with our premium episode. You did Can You Name the 90s Cereals?
Yes, the mascots to the cereals.
The mascots, and I failed miserably. But Claire, I think you're going to thrive.
Join our premium. It's in our show notes for 3 bonus episodes a month.
$7.99. You know you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, Claire, number 1. This is an American electronic robotic toy by Tiger Electronics. Originally released in 1998, it resembles a hamster or owl-like creature.
No, it's not a gremlin, but oh my God, why am I forgetting the
You know it.
Oh my God, because Emma did have one, and he would go off in the middle of the night and start making noises. They always did.
They were chaotic.
Wait, what's it start with?
F.
A Furby.
Yes.
Oh my God, sorry, I knew it. It just like was sitting dormant in my mind.
You got it. Ding, ding, ding.
I love Furbies.
Number 2. This was designed by Chris Wiggs in 1983, but it was big in the 90s. For his daughter, Kate. Using a makeup powder compact, he fashioned a small house for this tiny doll.
Polly Pocket?
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
I had one friend that would she had the Polly Pocket toys.
I loved a Polly Pocket.
Sabrina Carpenter needs to play Polly Pocket in a movie.
Well, I thought Lily Collins is playing her.
Recast.
Do
not come.
That is a weird casting to me. Polly Pocket's just so like bubbly and
it's Sabrina Carpenter
and blonde.
She's
blonde. Number 3. This is a German line of toys. The signature toy is 7.5 centimeters tall, with a human figure with a smiling face. A wide range of accessories, buildings, and vehicles, as well as some sort of animals, are also in this line. Adrian, this one's for you. This was dedicated to you. Adrian and I had like a whole little city of them.
Legos?
They are like a family of Legos. They are called Playmobiles.
Oh, no.
Does anyone know about Playmobiles? I feel like this was such a part of my childhood.
You and Adrian, Playmobiles, paper dolls.
Yeah, paper dolls. Yeah. Number 4. This inspiration came from old Scandinavian folklore. They have crazy hair.
Groovy Girls?
No, but that's...
Cabbage Patch Kids. No.
They have crazy hair that sticks upright.
Oh, Trolls.
Yes.
Oh my God, Trolls.
Good job, Claire.
Trolls, there was always one laying around. You know what I mean? They're all like, how did you get here?
And they were haunting in that way.
They were so haunting. Trolls definitely go to Burning Man and like drop LSD.
And number 5, Claire, these launched in 1998 as a funky alternative to Barbie.
Groovy Girls. Oh, they were so soft. You could just like throw them around.
I loved Groovy Girls.
Me too. They were so cute.
Okay, Claire, so back to American Girl dolls.
Okay.
Who started American Girl dolls? Well, that would be someone named Pleasant Roland.
Pleasant?
Her name was Pleasant.
Wow, that's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, it is, but like kind of makes sense for her.
Of course.
She was born March 8th, 1941. Pisces.
Okay. She's a dreamer.
She is a dreamer. Wow. Yeah. Damn. In Chicago, she was the oldest of 3 sisters and a brother. Her sister, Barbara Whitney Carr, was the former president and CEO of the Chicago Botanic Gardens for 10 years. And her father was an advertising executive who was the president of the Leo Burnett Administration Agency. They're smart.
They're CEO vibes.
Very CEO vibes. She said as a child she loved playing with dolls with her sister, but she loved reading even more. So she was a bookworm. She was a little nerd.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, which I gotta say, American Girl dolls are so ram-coded before we even get into it.
You're gonna die.
I can't wait.
It's like, why have we waited 3 years for this episode? It's crazy, actually.
The timing is perfect, though.
It always is. So she went to Wells College where she studied English.
God, English major. I've got to go back to English class.
Same. I'm like, how does one spell?
And grammar? Where does the comma go?
Where does it go? What do you italicize?
Who knows?
My mom is just like shaking her head right now.
My mom too.
She's
Both
like,
of our moms proofread
like, God, I try for you. They really try for us.
They really do.
So she studied English, and afterwards she began teaching second grade students in Massachusetts. Oh. She said, "For as far back as I can remember, a teacher is what I always wanted to be. Perhaps that was not unusual for a girl growing up in the 1950s. Back then, there were not many careers to aspire to. You could be a nurse, a secretary, or a teacher. Perhaps I chose teacher because it was the only career of the 3 where you could be in charge, where you could be the boss. My 2 younger sisters would heartily confirm that I was pretty good at being bossy."
Oh, I love a bossy woman.
Were you called bossy growing up?
I mean, yeah.
So she continued to work as a school teacher. She kind of like bopped around. She was going to several states. But then she switched a career path. She then became an on-air reporter and anchor for KGO TV. And was an ABC affiliate from 1968 to 1971.
That is quite a career shift.
I think always like staying in education as her passion, but she's bopping around, she's finding herself, and while she's on an assignment, she went as a representative of the Boston Educational Research Department. That was an educational publishing company. So she left the news industry to work as director of product development at this publishing company.
Okay, so we're changing careers again.
So now she's in publishing, and she started becoming involved in writing and publishing children's textbooks in Boston, and published this thing called the Children's Magazine Guide.
I could never. That sounds so boring, to be honest.
Oh, it really does.
Like
but
children's textbooks?
she is so passionate about like
Learning.
A
lifelong learner, and that I can appreciate.
She really is. And then she did something crazy. I don't know what this is, but I guess it was a huge thing. She created a comprehensive language arts program called Beginning to Read, Write, and Listen.
They're like little books?
They're little books.
Maybe I'm seeing it in my head if it's the ones I'm thinking of.
Maybe it is like, maybe we've all been a part of this. Yeah. It was informally known as the letter books and designed for kindergarten through first grade students.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
She's doing a lot for our youth.
I'll put it on the carousel at Right Answers Mostly, so you can check out all of our photos. But she's doing a lot for the youth. She meets her husband, this guy Jerry. And you know what? She's fallen in love. She's thriving. She's happy with her career.
That's nice.
And then shit gets real in the 80s.
Oh, God.
As it often does.
It always, God.
No, in a good way, though.
Oh, okay, good.
In a good way.
That's nice. That's a change.
But yeah, the 80s is when things just...
It was a tough time, tough decade.
They'll shock you.
Yeah.
They'll shock you in one way or the other. So she goes on an inspirational trip to colonial Williamsburg.
Williamsburg. Did you guys do the Williamsburg essay?
I don't know.
I think we talked about this on RAM before. In 8th grade, you could write an essay about Williamsburg. And then if your essay was good enough, you won a trip. And so like a bunch of kids took like a shuttle bus from Springdale, Arkansas to Williamsburg.
That is so, I don't think we had that because maybe California, that's just too far.
That's so far. Well, I had no idea what was going on.
That's far for you too.
It was far. I know. Emma went, I think. It was, and when I found, because I was like, what are you guys talking about? I feel like I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what is Williamsburg when we were even writing about it?
You're like, why are we going here?
And then when I saw everyone going on the trip, I was like, well, if I would have known, I would have paid attention a little more.
Well,
you know?
that's, story of everything that I've ever done educationally. Like, why didn't I try a little bit harder?
If I would have known, I would have listened.
Truly.
But, well, wow. She had like a Eat, Pray, Love trip to Williamsburg.
Look, it wouldn't be my choice for an inspirational trip.
Me either.
I would choose somewhere tropical with some like margaritas.
But she's such an education girly. And like, I think that's like the beginning of our country. It's like in Williamsburg. I don't know. I wasn't listening again for the essay.
That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
That sounds right to me, Claire. So she says, in Williamsburg, I remember sitting on a bench in the shade, reflecting on what a poor job schools do of teaching history, and how sad it was that more kids couldn't visit this fabulous classroom of living history. Was there some way I could bring history alive for them, the way Williamsburg had for me?
I'm going to cry.
I know. I actually do have chills.
She is a Rammie.
She's a Rammie. Like 100% a Rammie. And yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Wow, Williamsburg. Maybe we should go on a Ram field trip.
Like perhaps,
apparently.
If we ever did like a trip, would you guys like pay to come on it?
How much fun would that be?
Like a Ram field trip.
I would love that.
I know. We kind of talked about this last year with this company, and then it didn't really
follow through. But maybe, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? That'd be so fun. Maybe not to Williamsburg, but we could like decide
maybe to
where
Williamsburg. To go. If they have martinis in Williamsburg, I'll be there.
And French fries.
They
probably do. I'm assuming they do.
Let's do it.
Okay, so then she's loving this inspiration that's happened. This trip was just like life-changing for her. And in 1986, she was like, you know what? I'm going to write some books, but also what if I like manufactured some dolls? And this is where American Girl Dolls and a 6-part book series, which happened at the beginning, was formed.
So there were books with the dolls.
Yes, and books even came before the dolls.
Oh, really?
But back to back.
Okay.
So she said, in one weekend, I wrote out the concept for the books in great detail. Then I defined the first 3 characters, the dolls, the product line, the series of books, the matching girls' clothing, the retail store concept, even the idea for a musical.
She's genius.
She's genius, and she's a theater kid. Of course, the musical has to be a part of it.
Yeah, just like throw it in there.
My good God.
Is there a musical?
There's not a musical.
Oh, well, never too late.
Maybe someone had. There's not like an official musical. Maybe someone's done like a little
off-Broadway.
Off-Broadway, if you will.
Yeah.
So she had saved $1.2 million from her textbook royalties, like those textbooks that she did, the little books,
So maybe
letter
that job's
books.
not so boring.
Yeah, she had made a good chunk of change from those, and she invested the majority of those savings into this project. So she like kind of had money to start this, which helped.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because Claire, what do you think she was met with when she talked to manufacturers and marketers? What do you think that they were like? Kids don't need these because we already have
Barbie. They're like, and girls only need one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So manufacturers were like, this isn't going to work. Like financially, no one cares. These are kind of like ugly and boring.
Yeah, they're like, make them hot and then we'll talk.
Yeah, make them have a little waist that no woman will ever be able to achieve and big tits. And
make sure she's super blonde and then we'll talk.
Exactly. So her idea was pretty out of step with what was currently being sold. They were going to be 18-inch dolls that would be sold via mail order catalog, not in toy stores. They would be heirloom pieces and sold at price points to match. They would not be glamorous like Barbie, but instead would have sturdy, childlike bodies and glossy hair that girls could style. There would be a line of carefully crafted, historically inspired accessories and clothes to collect, aligned with each girl's adventures told in the storybooks.
It's just so smart. I love it. She's like, we're going to build them sturdy.
Yeah, she's like, let's not like, there's no, why waste time? Let's not make them like these sexy little things because that wasn't the mission of, like Barbie was like, this is who you want to be when you grow up, which
totally
has a lot of problematic undertones to that.
Totally.
This was like, let's learn about history through these girls that are just like you, but lived in a different time.
That's so smart. Were they, are they plastic or are they glass?
They're plastic.
Okay, so you can also be a little rough with them.
Yeah, they're like sturdy,
they're sturdy girls.
Like I can like feel, you can always like feel like the waist and stuff. Like they were just very like pretty like a little bit more boxy.
Yeah.
Which was nice, honestly.
Yeah.
Just like anything to help the mental health.
The body image. Yeah, I understand.
Truly, you'll take anything. So Pleasant described the American Girl dolls as chocolate cake with vitamins, incorporating imagination, play, and history.
I like the way she describes things.
I do too. Yeah, she's a poet.
Yeah.
So she worked with her friend. Her friend was named Valerie Tripp, who was a colleague from Addison Wellesley, to develop characters for the first line of dolls.
That'd be so fun.
Oh my God, just sitting down, like getting a little high.
Exactly. Smoking a joint and be like, what's her story? Where does the loneliness come from?
Where does the loneliness come from? Because that's where you have to start with that.
Every character.
I'm like, should we design a line of dolls for Ram? Like Ram dolls?
Okay, it started here.
It started here.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Yep. Trademark.
Trademark.
We're working on some things right now.
Exactly. God, that'd be so fun.
That would be so fun.
Yeah,
Why not?
We are working on
Why
some
not
things.
us?
Why not us? So each character, represented a different period of American history. Time periods were researched and carefully selected. Book drafts were written and illustrations drawn. And the 3 dolls, their tiny accessories, and their accompanying advertising were developed for the initial launch. So the first 3. Okay. The big 3, you could say.
The big 3.
We have Kirsten Larson. She is a Swedish immigrant who settled with her extended family in the 1850s Minnesota territory.
Minnesota. I just love how accurate these are. This is so crazy.
It's crazy. Kirsten was a cute little thing. She's blonde and she had braids. I did have Kirsten.
Oh, did I send you Kirsten? And I was like, I think I would be bullied by this one. Yes. Is that the one? Okay.
Kirsten had a little bit of...
was Kirsten nice?
I think they were all nice girls trying to get by. Nice they really were.
You're so right.
And when I was playing with them, there was never an evil one.
Oh, that's nice.
With Barbies, there was an evil one.
Of course.
There was someone that was trying to fuck your shit up and ruin your life. And
inherently, it just always would happen that way with Barbie.
Yeah, and I never made my American Girls hook up either. It was
it was not like that. Yeah, Kirsten is the one that I sent you.
It was an educational space.
Okay. Yeah, Kirsten, all right, she's sweet.
She's sweet.
We like it.
We have Samantha Parkington. Samantha could be actually maybe a little bitchy because she was rich and she was from the progressive era. The progressive era is early 20th century America.
Samantha had the time to be bitchy. Kirsten's immigrating with her family. She does not have the time.
So Samantha lived in this gorgeous Victorian house. And if you guys, did anyone play the computer game? Because I also played the computer game where you could make them live their lives and walk them through their house and do different things. So Samantha, I can picture the inside of her house on this game so clearly.
I mean, her hair is gorgeous. The bangs.
She's really, really cute.
Come on.
And then number 3, we have Molly McIntyre, who was living during World War II.
Oh.
So she also did not have the time to...
No, she saw some shit. Okay, let me see. Molly. Oh, Molly, her braids. I like the braids.
So these were the first 3. So they're manufactured and their distribution center was at a warehouse in Madison, Wisconsin. And Pleasant is like, I want to send out these catalogs. Like, you've never seen anyone send out catalogs before. And the manufacturers are like, oh, fine, we still think that these are going to suck. So just send out 100,000 catalogs, which I guess, like, isn't that much when you think about,
when you think about how many, like, kids are in America.
And think about how, like, you just, like, mail those to, like, every household, you know? And so she was like, absolutely not. Quote, I said, no way. We had to take our shot that Christmas. An American Girl would either succeed or fail. So we mailed 500,000 catalogs and crossed our fingers. And Claire, in the first 2 years of the Pleasant Company, sales grew from $1.7 to $7.6 million worth of product.
Oh my God, it just took off.
And we are going to take a break right here. And when you come back, we are going to continue talking about American Girl dolls and all the shit that's about to happen.
Love it.
And we are back. So people were like, give me these little babies.
Gimme.
Gimme. I want to touch them. She's doing really well. However, at this time, Pleasant was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Ugh.
And she says, quote, I cut the ribbon on the new warehouse in the morning and went into the hospital that afternoon to have surgery. Throughout chemotherapy and radiation, I never missed a day of work, and work is probably what saved me. Pleasant Company was on such a roll. I loved what I was doing. After all, my mind didn't have cancer. I just got through.
Ugh. Power of a woman.
Power of a woman, so she's working this entire time.
I mean, I feel like it gave her something to fight for.
And just like the immediate success, like, and there was just like no time.
Yeah.
So people were like, more dolls, more dolls. So they were like, okay, got to come out with another one. Let's go. The next one was Felicity Merriman. You would like Felicity. Felicity is a 1770s girl living during the American Revolution in Williamsburg, Virginia.
Ooh, I want to read these girls' books.
So they're making more dolls. They're also producing more books, more clothing for dolls and children, doll houses, children's furniture, and more. So this is like an empire. Pleasant described the American Girl novels as celebrating family, hard work, honesty, courage, reliability, and responsibility.
Did you read them?
I think I did, but I wasn't much of like wasn't much of a reader.
Took the book out and like threw it behind your back.
I was like, I'm going to make a play out of this.
Yeah.
No, but I definitely did. I think, yeah, I must have. I mean, like I was really into like Anne of Green Gables, those books. So I'm sure I did. And then the company began producing the American Girl magazine.
Ooh, now that's what we're reading.
And that was fun too. And you could like, you know, it was basically just to like sell a bunch of stuff, but it was also had like little games.
Was there like dating rumors?
Yeah, they're like, okay, so Felicity, you guys, she's kind of a whore.
Felicity's like, oh, all these red coats coming in. Oh, my God.
And Pleasant said, I knew there was magic in the American Girl concept, but it was in the whole idea, not just part. I knew the books had to have stories so good that the reader would identify with and fall in love with the character. If she loved the character, she would want the doll. If she had the doll, she'd want the clothes and accessories to play out the stories. And if she played out the stories, she would want more books. So nothing could disappoint. The product had to be right, down to the tiniest detail.
She is so smart. I can't get over it. And I also love that she is instilling a love for reading and for history to all these young girls across the country.
Yes, because there's like such a specific like point to all of this. Like, and it plays out throughout this whole journey of her business of like, the motivation is to learn.
Yes.
And to be like, and history is fun and learning about history is fun.
Exactly. And putting women as the star of the history subjects.
Exactly, Claire. You know, so all this is great and everything, but can you see any like problematic things coming up about the dolls and the books?
Well, the first 3 girls are all white. Yeah. And it's all white stories. And that's not America.
Well said, Claire.
Yeah.
So she's starting to realize that there's a little bit of whispers from people being like, okay, you know, what are you going to do? Like, this isn't really American history. So let's take a next step. And she was like, okay, look, she said the Pleasant Company was interested in multi-ethnic representation in the product line, but hoped just to become a little bit more established financially before producing non-white dolls for their target customers.
Guess what? There's a lot of non-white girls that want dolls that look like them, so you can make a big buck from that as well, Felicity.
Well, exactly. So finally, much too late, but finally.
Or not Felicity. Wow, I'm just like going after her. Pleasant. Sorry, Felicity.
Felicity's like, what'd I do? She's like, I'm just out here in the American
trying to survive, trying to establish democracy, but hey, take it out on me.
So in 1993, the first African-American doll, Addie Walker, was introduced.
I think I definitely have heard of Addie, too.
I actually want to say Addie was my first one. I think Addie and Josefina were my first two.
Oh, Josefina, not Josephina. I apologize.
I think it's Josefina.
I'm not familiar with these girls.
I'm almost positive. But I had a soft spot for Addie. She got me through a lot. So Addie comes out. There was extensive work with a 7-person advisory panel of African-American scholars. Quote, we could have pushed in the diversity button sooner, Pleasant said in an interview with the LA Times. If I got hit by a truck tomorrow, I could die knowing that we made toy history. We made a black doll an object of status and desire for white children.
Oh, so she's saying still it's just like for the white children?
Yeah, she is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. There's a lot to
unpack
in that
there
sentence. Yeah.
that I don't even know if we have the time for it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of problematic undertones.
Exactly.
And not even undertones. There's a lot of problematic things that she is making statements about with this. So Addie's story
But I do appreciate how she was like, we're going to bring in a team of people who are experts on this and get it, accurate.
I appreciate that too. It would have been very disgraceful just to have a bunch of white people be like, oh, we're designing this doll and we're talking about her story. So I appreciate the inclusion and like in the process of making Addie. So Addie's story follows her escape from slavery in North Carolina to Philadelphia with her mother during the American Civil War.
Wow.
The development of Addie doll was deliberate and at times contentious. So Pleasant and the board had a lot of meetings to balance fine lines of marketability, historical accuracy, and cultural sensitivity. There was a lot of conversation about the appearance of Addie. So they worked with this African-American young adult book author, Connie Porter, and that advisory panel I had mentioned. And the illustrator of the books for Addie, her name was Melody Rosales, said the relationship she had with the Pleasant Company and Pleasant herself was a little contentious and confrontational at times, and she actually was removed from the project because the Pleasant Company wanted her to make the characters and their surroundings look a lot more pleasant than what reality would have looked like.
I knew you were going to say that because I feel like I just was going to guess that their hesitation was like, but this is a doll and it's like supposed to be fun. And it's like, well, if you're going to have dolls that represent history is can be very sinister.
Well, exactly, Claire. And it's like, look, if this is being marketed towards white kids, is what you guys are saying, white children should know the history of this country and what black children and black people have had to go through.
It's white fragility, like at its finest. Yeah. And also, like, those kids are going to be learning about their history as well. And they don't get to be protected because it's too scary.
Exactly. So that really pissed me off. And justice for Melody for being like, I'm removing myself. It doesn't say if, like, it said she was removed from the project, so...
That is not a good look for the Pleasant Company.
But, And
it was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was pretty early in the 90s. So we're going to circle back to a little bit more, like, controversy that people have said about the line itself. But we're going to continue with what else they're pumping out at this point. So then, Claire, in 1998... And I had to put this in, and I hope that there are some Rammies that are like, oh my God, this just unlocked something for me. They released the Care and Keeping of You book, which was all about entering puberty and like personal hygiene and getting your period and your breast changing and hormones and starting to like really just how to take care of your body.
I love that they did this. Cindy, I don't think that we had this book. Did we? I'm talking to my mom. I don't think so.
So this is a page all about how to find your first bra.
Oh, God. The way I I remember being in Walmart being like, let's get this bra.
Of course, she's Arkansas girly.
And it was like 3 sizes too big. I'm like, it's perfect.
You're like, just stuff something in it and it's fine.
Okay, so bra browsing. Bras come in oodles of styles, fabrics, and colors. You'll need to try on lots to find a good fit, and that's still true to this day.
Ain't that the truth?
So look for a store with a large selection. Ask your mom, your older sister, or an adult friend to go with you. They can help adjust straps and fetch more sizes for you. When you find a bra that looks smooth under your shirt and doesn't pinch, scratch, or ride up your back, buy it.
Buy it.
Shall I keep going?
Keep going.
Okay, training bras. Training bras. A bra with an A to a triple A cup. Oh, remember those days of the A's?
I do.
It's often called a training bra. The bra doesn't train your breasts to do anything. It trains you to get used to wearing a bra. Oh, that's where it comes from.
I'm going to cry.
Right? Training you to wear a bra. Wow. Even if you don't need it for support, wearing one may make you feel a little less self-conscious and more confident about how you look. That's so true. The early stages of getting boobs.
Because you just basically have like big nipples.
It's literally exactly what it is.
And you're just like, okay, they're like pointy and they're like a little coney.
Or really just like soft, you know? And you're wearing these cami tops from Abercrombie and Fitch.
Limited to.
And yeah, that was character building.
It sure was.
Yeah.
I really resisted getting a bra when I needed to. I remember sobbing, going up my steps and then just stopping and sobbing and my mom being like, we are going to Target. And I was like, you can't make me. And she was like, we need to because you are developing. And I was like, don't say it. She's like, shut up. And she's like, breasts.
Oh my God, that has to go into the show.
Oh my God, I didn't want to grow up. I didn't want to like be looked at differently.
You're a Taurus. You didn't like the change.
Oh, I didn't want to be like sexualized. I was like so upset about it.
I was the little sister on Mean Girls who was like doing the dance when she came home. That was literally me as a kid.
We had such different journeys with this, and I love that. So that was just really fun. And if you read that book, I hope that was nostalgic for you. Yeah, some messages in the book were just about loving your also like a lot of like positive body image stuff of loving your body regardless of its size, shape, and a lot of information about who can and cannot touch your body.
Love that.
There was a book, Squeakers, that we used to read as kids that was about a squirrel who had a very lovely, like, fluffy tail that was fluffier than most of her other, like, friends' tails. And there's, like, a badger or something who wants to keep touching it. And the whole book is about, like, no means no.
We need more of that.
And don't touch my tail just because it's pretty. And that really taught me about sexual harassment.
But like it's the reality of life.
God, it really is. So then, of course, she's like accomplished all of her dreams. She's like, I got the books, I got the accessories, I got the clothes, I got the dolls. Let's build an American Girl retail store. So the first one opens in Chicago in 1998.
Ugh.
And also in 1998, I guess Pleasant sold it to Mattel.
Sold American Girl?
Sold American Girl to Mattel.
How much was that?
For $700 million. I know. Mattel was like, give me this.
Yeah, no kidding, I want.
Which I didn't know that, but I guess like that makes sense. Like,
I didn't know that either.
Isn't there always a time when someone then,
Monopoly.
will sell it to something bigger?
Yeah, monopolizing it.
But she's doing just fine, so don't you worry about her.
$700 million.
We'll talk about
in 1998.
How much she's worth in a little bit.
That's crazy.
So these retail stores were like Mecca. It had places to shop, theaters, museums, even a restaurant.
Museums? Oh, yeah. I think there's an American Girl Cafe at the Grove. How creepy would it be if we went? But it's for for work.
People would think that we were probably buying them for like our daughters, but they're like, why aren't your daughters here?
Are we like old enough to have daughters? I guess. I mean, we are old enough to have daughters.
I'm 33. People probably think I have like 6 kids.
I'm 30, so yeah, it's my time. I mean, we're nearing the end.
And this is when Kit came out. Kit, I think you know.
Kit has a bob.
Kit Kittredge has a bob.
Kit Kittredge.
She's a 10-year-old girl living in Cincinnati, Ohio. Shout out to my mom and fam. Aww. Who is determined to become a reporter. She writes articles on the typewriter in her attic bedroom while drama unfolds on the floors beneath her.
She would have loved Tortured Poets Department.
She is a Tortured Poets girly.
Yeah.
And then in 2004, American Girl teamed up with Julia Roberts' Red Ohm production company.
What?
Yeah, remember? I forgot that Julia Roberts had this production company. I
don't know about it.
I think she produced a lot more of her own movies than we even think.
I love that.
This was a direct-to-video movie called Samantha, An American Girl Holiday. And then huge success. So then that was followed by Felicity, An American Girl Adventure in 2005. And in 2006, Molly, An American Girl on the Home Front. And then 2008, theatrically released with Abigail Breslin.
Oh, yes. What
Kit.
did she play?
Kit.
Oh, she played Kit.
She played Kit.
Yes, that's right. Oh, we're going to the movies.
You know what? Kit always reminds me of A League of Their Own. Isn't her little sister named Kit, the really annoying
Her
one?
kid sister. Is it Kit?
Is it Kit? God, she's such a pill in that movie.
But I mean, like, if your older sister was Gina Davis and she was, like, perfect at everything, you know, I would also have a complex. Gina Davis is so gorgeous in that movie.
I love that movie but it's almost like I really have to be emotionally strong enough to watch it because it's like, it's just like so emotional.
I love that movie too.
Am I like only the person that thinks that young Tom Hanks is hot?
No.
I
think he's hot too.
Okay.
In that movie, he is like the Raz. What? I can't believe I just said that.
Just like slowly shuts my computer, just walks out the door. It's okay, Claire. We all make mistakes.
And it's like sad because he's like a drunk, but there's something about him.
Yeah, he's definitely troubled.
You want his approval.
You want to save him.
Yes, exactly. I can save him. No, really, I can't.
No, really, I can.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some controversy because it's all fun and games until there's some things that are pissing people off. To start, like we mentioned, these dolls like
pissing people off. Sorry, I was like shocked still by. I'm
no,
back.
it's okay.
I'm back.
Take your time. Take your time. So these dolls now are between $125 to $160 for a single doll, and in the early 90s and 2000s, they were about
160.
Yeah, just for the doll. Like
Does it come with a book? Mm-mm. That's crazy.
For the doll and her one outfit, and then everything else you have to pay more for.
That's crazy.
And so in the 90s and early 2000s, they were like $80 to $100.
That is crazy. It should at least come with the book to tell their story.
I know. No, Claire, you got to get all the other books.
Wow. That's upsetting.
Let's start light with the controversy because this one I was like, what? Why do people care about this? There's a permanent underwear controversy. In February 2017, the company announced that they were changing the certain dolls' bodies to incorporate permanently stitched panties. Public reaction to the change, the first since the transition to flesh-colored bodies in 91, was overwhelmingly negative, as fans of the franchise complained that it stifles customization and devalued a well-established brand from heirloom quality to be passed down to generations to low-quality retail. Disgusting. The company reversed its decision in May 2017, and customers who bought a doll with permanent underwear, Claire, were eligible for an exchange to have the dolls retrofitted with conventional torsos.
Guys, don't be freaks. Like, stop it.
Don't be creepy. Like, don't be weird.
You want to guess the color of my underwear. That's what the American Girl dolls are. So bratty. That's what they were singing.
They are so bratty.
They're so brat.
Another controversy is, storylines and feminism.
Let's hear it.
So many have argued about the narratives in the book, that they have led to a lack of recognition of injustices, maintaining that all Americans share the same privileges regardless of race or ethnicity. Much like we talked about before, where it's just like, there's still like a lightness that they're trying to display that's just not very accurate.
It is a tough, I guess, line to walk because on one hand, they are toys.
Totally.
And then on the other hand, it is like, yeah, but it is history, so it does need to be accurate.
It's definitely tough. Like, that's not like an easy process for anyone writing these books and stuff of just like, and then let's just make one, you do have to be delicate about it. But I do think, what was happening in the 90s with Addie, like that it probably continued a little bit. I think it just got better because now they are so inclusive. They talk about LGBTQ.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's just I think they've done an amazing job of growing and, the books address feminism and they talk about feminism in the workplace and leadership and all of this stuff. But critics have sometimes been like, look, there's not I don't mean to laugh, but it's just like, how do you do this in children's books? That they're like, there's not real life issues addressed, such as imposter syndrome and workplace harassment. And it's like,
but they're like 10.
I get it that you want to be honest with your kids and instill.
But like, if
self-esteem,
right? But have they even been introduced to that yet in their life? You know, and
yeah,
it's like,
I think there is a time. I think you can also let kids be kids in some aspects.
Totally.
Not about like erasing history, but I think with this sort of thing, you could probably be a little bit more like gentle,
right?
There's some historical accuracy controversy, of course, just like historians coming in and being like, "That's not what happened.
Oh my god,
that's not what happened." And then conservatives really got mad. At American Girl dolls when they came out with this book series called Body Image: How to Love Yourself, Live Life to the Fullest, and Celebrate All Kinds of Bodies.
Conservatives like, nope.
Conservatives are like, that's disgusting. Why would you ever talk about this? So the book, this was in like, I think 2010 or something. So the book faced intense backlash from right-wing outlets for its inclusion of the transgender pride flag and mentions of they, them pronouns and gender-affirming care in its pages, which is amazing that they're doing that for kids' books.
Guess what? There are trans kids. Trans kids exist.
Like, literally get a hobby.
Get a hobby.
If there's a book telling kids how to feel good about yourself and someone comes out saying this needs to be removed from bookstores,
look in the mirror, babe.
It's the most losery thing.
It's so losery. Oof, you're so angry.
And yeah, so like as I mentioned today, all of the dolls look very different. There's now Girl of the Year. So a new doll comes out every year. And there's also contemporary characters. So if you go to theamericangirl.com, I was shook at how many dolls there are.
How many?
Like hundreds.
Oh, my
hundreds
gosh.
of dolls.
They're building an army.
They're building an army of brats. You can get a Truly Me doll designed to look exactly like you.
Fun.
There's American Boy doll.
Oh, cute. All right, the boys want to play with the dolls too.
They're like now new friends to the old historical characters. As I mentioned, there's a lot of storylines that include LGBTQ kids. There's diverse body types. They show dolls with disabilities. So it's really become very inclusive. I think they've done a great job of growing and...
As it should be, and like just to be on the most like capitalistic view, like don't you want to make so much money and like appeal to everyone?
Truly, like like the Truly Me doll. It's like that.
Truly Me. Oh my god, it's called Truly Me.
It's called Truly Me.
Wow, it's so ram coded. Truly,
everything really is. And so now Pleasant did sell the company to Mattel, but she is now worth $400 million. This woman is rich as hell.
Good for you, Pleasant.
There are currently 12 stores in the U.S., less than I thought, but they're like huge. Yeah. And like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
That many, right? I mean, like, we can stop at some point. And then there's 5 in Canada.
Okay.
And Claire, to end the episode, we're going to take a quiz.
Oh, yes.
What American Girl doll are you?
I'm so excited.
Okay, so everyone play along at home. Claire, choose something to do in your free time. Are you going to write a poem or read a book? That's one.
Write a poem and read a book.
Go shopping. Go to the gym. Go horseback riding. Go to the movies. Or go hiking. I know it's a lot of options.
I could probably leave the hiking, but God, I want to do the rest. I guess shopping.
Nice.
If I have my free time,
of course.
you know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Choose something to study.
Okay.
English, veterinary medicine, exercise science, history, economics, or environmental science.
Who is the girl that is working out constantly?
I know. I'm like,
it's like okay? Almond Mom, American Girl. Oh my God.
Okay, sweetheart.
She's going through something. I'm going to choose history for sure.
Love that. You get some extra cash. Oh. What are you doing with it? Splurging on myself, putting it into savings, donating it to charity, treating a family member or friend, going out with friends, investing in a project.
Probably going out with friends.
Love. Choose somewhere to visit. Costa Rica.
No, I got the worst food poisoning there. It's just like a hard no already. No.
Alaska, France, Washington, D.C., England, or New York City.
Ugh.
I know.
I've never been to England, but I also want to go to France. I think I'll choose France.
Nice. Choose a band artist to listen to right now that you're obsessed with. Ariana Grande, Phoebe Bridgers, Tame Impala.
I love that this is what the American Girl dolls are listening to. Also, the American Girl doll listening to Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh, sweetheart. Also, are you okay?
She's going through something.
Everyone is going through something, but isn't that girlhood?
That is girlhood.
Taylor Swift, the Lumineers, or Hozier?
Oh, fuck.
I know.
Probably, honestly, Phoebe or Hozier. Hozier, I guess.
Nice. What's something you're passionate about? Free speech, peace, workers' rights, the environment, ending poverty, or human rights?
Are boys in there? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Wow. Okay. I guess, what is it? Peace, free speech,
workers' rights, the environment, ending poverty, or human rights?
I guess human rights, because like that kind of encompasses all of it.
It's very true. And finally, choose an aesthetic. I'm going to describe this to you.
Okay.
There's like sunflowers in a field. There's cozy coffee book blanket. There's roses and like a romantic card. There's cottagecore. There's like a chic like library. Or there's camping.
Cottagecore.
Cottagecore. Okay.
Who am I?
Claire, who do you think you are?
I don't really know these girls still.
Oh, this is funny.
Oh, am I the Swedish girl?
You're not, but you are Molly McIntyre.
Hey, Molly.
From 1944. You're like Molly. You're talkative.
Hey, ain't that the truth?
Talented.
Oh my gosh.
She's talented. And feisty. You enjoy trying new things and are constantly looking for ways to reinvent yourself. You're the kind of person who's always scheming and coming up with big plans for the future. Wow, you really are Molly.
Oh my God, Molly. I feel connected to you at this moment.
Wow.
That was amazing. Did you take this quiz?
I did not. I didn't, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and I'll let you guys know what I get.
No, please. I'm so curious.
This is a BuzzFeed quiz. Okay, I'm just going to say it because I wanted to...
At the beginning, she was like, I'm not going to say it.
I was like, I can't tell them that because you guys know I always make up my own quizzes.
Yes.
But I really wanted to do who you'd be, and I started doing it. I was like, how do you calculate it?
Yeah.
I didn't have the technology. So I'm going to link this, and everyone can take it and let us know and screenshot it and put it on your story and tag, put the link to our episode.
I love that.
And we can all figure out what American Girl dolls we are.
Who do you think is the one that's working out all the time?
God, I'm like...
She's like drinking AG1 for sure.
I know. I'm like, who is that? Kit?
Kit's not like it seems that way. That Bob, like there's some intensity
There's
going
always
on.
an intensity with a Bob.
Yeah. I want to know which American Girl doll is listening to Tame Impala.
Same. So I'm going to link this, you guys, and everyone play along. And that is American Girl history.
Oh, I loved it so much. It was so fun.
It was fun. It was a fun time.
What a treat. Maybe we should make some Truly Me dolls for the studio. Put it on the card.
Oh, my God. Spend like $400. But honestly,
our accountant at the end of the year is like,
yeah, it's just like,
guys.
wait, so I'm seeing a charge at American Girl store at the Grove?
Yeah.
We have to get martinis before
No,
and
we
go.
have
We have to.
We're like drunk at the American Girl dolls.
They're like, this is the first.
Yeah.
But not the last.
But not the last because we'll be back.
We're always coming back.
That's right. Oh,
So
Tess, that
guys-
was so fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad that I did that one. It was such a treat to research. Let us know what doll you are,
Yes.
what dolls you had, what memories that this episode brought up for you. And
Yes.
please, if you liked it, leave us a 5-star review. Leave us a sweet little review.
That's right. And subscribe on Apple and Spotify. Please share this episode on social media. Guys, it helps so much when you share on social media. Someone made a TikTok for us, like about us the other day. That was crazy.
You're
Amy.
an angel, Amy. Thank you.
Truly. And also join our premium. We have 3 bonus episodes a month. We have 1 history lesson and 2 gossip episodes where we just catch up or talk about celebrity gossip. So if you want to get to know us more, honestly, with the main feed, you're only getting half the story.
You're getting, like, if that. You're getting too much story, you could say, on premium.
Ain't that the truth, sister?
And we always listen to if you guys send in a message being like, hey, do you mind talking about this show that just came out, this celebrity juicy story, anything, we're just like, yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So we always listen to you. You're added to our close friend story and post. So it's a whole different side of our social media.
Exactly. You better believe I'm going to talk about it. Lisa Rinna.
Literally talk about it.
Yeah. So, you guys, we love you. We will be back next week with a very spooky episode.
Tis spooky season. It's going to be exciting. What a range. What a variety we've had.
No kidding.
And we like doing that for you guys.
And that is Ram.
Goodbye.
Bye.